Hello and welcome back. I am Cere'bror and this is Cog Mind Magic. And here I am going to discuss everyone's favorite cyborg ninja, Gray Fox. Like I added my own AV verb there. Anyway, Gray Fox, the cyborg ninja, a rival, an ally, and one of the most tragic figures in the entire Metal Gear series. But beneath the mask and the blades lies a story of trauma, loyalty, and the struggle to hold on to humanity. Today we're diving deep into the psychological trauma and everything in between of Frank Jaeger. His trauma, his attachment style, and even what his zodiac sign is. Let's dig into it. Let's get into it. Gray Fox's story begins in the worst place imaginable. As a child soldier in the middle of Africa. Zanzibar, I believe. No, I was kidding. Child soldier in somewhere in Africa. I mean, Africa's not the worst place in the world, but it's tough out there. Especially back in the day, I assume. You know, imagine being forced to kill someone before you even know what life even is worth. You know, that kind of trauma doesn't just fade away. It shapes every relationship, every choice, everything you do. And for Frank, that was his reality. It left him fractured, you know. He didn't know what his sense of self was. All he knew was loyalty and duty. Clinging to that as if that was the only thing he had, because it was the only thing he had. It was the only thing he could truly trust. Gray Fox shows signs of what's called an anxious-preoccupied attachment style. People with this style desperately seek closeness, but constantly fear abandonment. That's why he attached himself so strongly to Big Boss. He needs that anchor. And with Snake, the push and pull between rivalry and friendship shows his inner conflict. He craves connection, but his trauma makes it impossible to hold on to anything in a healthy way. That's why when Big Boss rescues him, Gray Fox gives him absolute loyalty. Big Boss became a father figure, a savior. But that loyalty became at a price. Frank could never truly become his own man. And then there's Snake. Gray Fox sees him as a rival, a brother, and maybe even the soldier that he wished he could have been without the scars and the trauma. But the real breaking point comes with the experiments. Frank is literally rebuilt into a weapon. His body is no longer his own. His identity fractured. This is why he acts so erratic as a cyborg ninja. Because he is disassociated. He's not a man. He's not a machine. He's just pain. From a child, that's all he's ever known. You know, trust the devil you know versus the devil that you don't know. That's why he says, I live on through this pain. For Gray Fox, suffering is the only thing that makes him feel alive. You know? If I had to guess what Gray Fox's zodiac sign was, I'd say he's a Scorpio. Why a Scorpio, you may ask? Well, Scorpios are known for transformation, secrecy, intensity, and rebirth. You know, those are his traits. And those traits fit the cyborg perfectly. Just like the Scorpion, he's both deadly and mysterious, carrying an aura of danger, but also loyalty. The themes of death and rebirth, and literally defines his life from child soldier to elite operative to cyborg ninja, and finally the sacrificial end. And yet, underneath it all, there's guilt. Guilt for the lives he has taken, for betraying Snake, for being nothing more than a tool of war. His final act, standing against Metal Gear Rex, is not just about helping Snake. It's about redemption. It's his way of taking back control, even if it means sacrificing his life. For Gray Fox, death isn't a defeat. It's a release. You know, what a nice quote he's always used, that you're gonna die, might as well die by my hand. Well, he knew he was gonna die anyway. Might as well go out dying how he wants to die, not dying because the government told him to do this, or the government or Black Ops and this great Foxhound. He's doing it and going out how he wants to go out. No one's telling him what to do this time. He is free. But from a Jugendheim perspective, Gray Fox is Snake's shadow, the dark mirror of what Snake could become if he lost himself to loyalty and war. He's also the archetype of the wounded warrior, and in the end, the redeemer. His death isn't meaningless. It's a symbolic sacrifice that frees him from the endless suffering and gives Snake the strength to carry on. Gray Fox isn't just a side character. He's one of the most psychological portraits in the Metal Gear. A man broken by war, molded by trauma, and searching for his humanity until his final breath. His anxious attachment style, his Scorpio intensity, his tragic redemption arc, they all make him unforgettable. But what do you think? Is there someone else in the Metal Gear series who has an even tragic backstory? I'm sure there is. But Gray Fox, I love his story, and I just love his personality. I even though he's very broke, maybe that's why I love him, because he's so broken and he's so misunderstood, and I could tell that he wants to do good. When he adopted Naomi after killing her parents, no truly evil person would do that, and so I want to believe in him, and I want to root for him, and I want him to. I'm glad that he got his chance to redeem himself in the end, even though he had to sacrifice himself to do it. But it warms the heartstrings, and he would not make a great partner at all. He's too far gone, too broken, too traumatized. Yeah, he's doing the lone wolf until to the end. So yeah, that's been my deep dive on Gray Fox. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more. This has been Cere'bror, and thank you for watching.